Hey guys, so we're going to go over quickly uh, pocket multi-tools or Swiss Army type knives. So we'll go over the Swiss Army knives first, and then I'll show you this Leatherman Micro, just as an option. So this is I'll be honest, I don't know the name of this particular um, Swiss Army knife or Victornox, because this was technically acquired from work. Just a knife someone left, and no one ever came to claim it. This one in particular is about 2 inches long. Yeah, I would say 2 inches long. On the outside, very nice that most of these come with tweezers. So for first day of the application, these are very nice. And they're replaceable. This particular knife has an EDC, has the tweezers, it has, still works, a small ballpoint pen, which, if I can get to draw, may not actually have any ink left in it, but for a long time it still did. But you have a little pen. You have your main blade, which is a small little penknife. Not the sharpest thing in the world, but for cutting threads and maybe some paper, opening an envelope, doing a small little task, you have a little 1-inch blade. You have a small eyeglass type screwdriver with a cap lifter. And you have a decent little pair of scissors. So far for an EDC little knife, pretty good. The other side, we have a file with a nail cleaner slash real small little type screwdriver. You could fit a real small flathead on that. We have the secondary blade, which is a little Warncliffe type blade. Then we have a package reamer. So for like your clamshells or whatever, you can cut through those without stabbing yourself with your knife. It's a nice little thing to have. This one is the small flathead and 1-inch ruler. And then last but not least, which I bet you use more of kind of a cleaning slash pry tool, light pry tool, is a little scraper. So all that in a nice little compact keychain type tool. This was my very first knife when I was about 8 or 9 years old. My father said I could get a knife for the tackle box to go fishing. Cheap, little $3 Chinese made knockoff Swiss Army knife. Not a great tool. I will show you the real version here in a minute. But it hits home with me. It was my first little knife. I'm going to keep it. Your main blade, I've sharpened over the years. Can't really get a great edge to it, but it'll cut fishing line, it'll cut thread. A very shitty saw, because the teeth are duller than a rock, but can be used as a fish scaler. In a pinch, it will cut through a small little branch, but nothing to write home about. Here you actually have a fish scaler and dehooker. You then have, if I can get my nail where it's supposed to be. Oh, that was the saw. Scissors, I think these are broke, but we'll see. No, they still work. So, not as great as the Victornox scissors, but still a little pair of scissors that would go through paper. Cut a thread. Very shitty can opener, because there's actually no blade whatsoever on this to actually be used as a can opener. So not great. And then you have your little flat head and cap lifter, which work fine. On the other side, what used to be a corkscrew, and I was a little kid, I jabbed it into a tree and broke it. Because, you know, that's what us kids do. Not a great version of a sewing awl, but there's a sewing awl. Because you have your hole for your thread. It does come to a point. I would consider it more of a leather punch if you had to. Not great, but this is a very crappy file and nail cleaner. I'll be honest, the what's probably supposed to be the awl on the tool, the spring is so tight I can't even get it without breaking or tearing off my nail, so I'm not even going to try. And then you have a small little Phillips, which at this point in life has stripped out, but once upon a time it did work. But that would also be a fairly decent impact weapon, if needed. So, Chinese knockoff, but it has a small little place in my heart still. This is the Victornox Hunter, or Huntsman. Here you have your tweezers. The other side, toothpick. And honestly, a lot of the same tools that this had, but some different. Tools are going to be a hell of a lot better quality on this, but let's see here. So, your secondary blade, small little inch and a quarter. Your main blade, which is about 2 inches, maybe 2 1/4 inches. Better steel, comes razor sharp, nice. We have an actual nice saw, which will go through branches and trees and be great for notching. We have Victornox's very good scissors. We have that has a half stop, flathead, cap lifter, and then a can opener with a smaller flathead, but actually has a blade that can go through a can and be able to open it. So these can openers actually do work and they're good. The other side, why they still put these on here, but corkscrew, because, you know, when you go camping, you want a bottle of wine. This is a parcel carrier. Tells you how old this design is. Back when packages were usually wrapped in twine, you could hook onto that twine and carry your box inside. Nowadays, I don't really find a use for it. And then an actual nice sewing awl that has a sharpened little bevel, so it can pierce leather. You can sew with it. The only thing that's not on here is a Phillips head, but you could probably get away with you might be able to get away on a Phillips head, small Phillips head, using this little guy here. Might. Thing with Phillips heads, if you have a flat head that's the same as one of the cross sections, you can. It'll be a little tough, but you can get away with it. Last but not least, this is a Leatherman Micra. So a nice little keychain tool, very sharp. But a little key ring, throw it on your keychain, nice lightweight, throw it in your pocket, whatever. Your main tool, pair of scissors, very nice. You have like the Victornoxes. I would say the Victornox tweezers are a little bit better, but you have a set of tweezers. This is a little flathead, but can also be used for number 2 Phillips if needed. That just says right there. Maybe if this would focus. 4 Phillips. And then cap lifter and kind of an eyeglass type screwdriver. Very small. On the other side, we have a blade. A little 1-inch knife that's chisel ground, but stays sharp, cane sharp. We have a nice little flathead. And then last but not least, nail cleaner and file. So, neat little tool. They're fairly cheap. They're about 40 bucks. These are probably about 15. And these full price are probably 30 to 40 bucks.